Welcome to the show. Lights come on, we're left tonight. Sportcat shining, feeling right. Brenda's laughing by his side, turning chaos into pride. Headlines roll, but we don't fear. We find the light and bring it here. Sportcat's Gazette, don't bunker tonight. We rise above with laughter and light. Through every storm, we find our way, smiling through the madness every day. Hey, 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 every day. Every day. Sportcat's Gazette, hit play.
Sportcat's Daily Gazette. Live across Australia on Dare Media Group radio stations. News, weather.
And somehow it all makes sense. Sort of. For more information, go to daremediagroup.com.au.
The boss jock has entered the building. You are listening to the Sportcat Show.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. You're the one, the only Sportcat. I am live with you for the next 2 hours on Dare Talk Radio, Radio X Country, and Rock and Roll and Gold. And of course, we are overnight on WZQR in Pine Island, Florida. I want everybody to come over and join us on the YouTube channel, Sportcat Shows, and join the chat. We got Denise here. Who else do we got here? We got, Brenda's here. I guess I should bring her out. Yeah. Jen's here. KG, by the way, Brenda is beyond the box. She's beyond.
I am.
Hello, Chris. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Zen is here. Welcome. Sherry.
Hi, Dad.
Did I
Hi,
say
Sherry.
I think I got everybody. Did
Yeah.
I miss anybody?
I
Somebody
think so.
put it there. Please like, follow, share, and subscribe. We've been getting a lot of publicity here lately, Brenda.
Yay. You know what?
I'm sure it's good, but
Hey,
we're fat, we're ugly. They make fun of my cat-like ways, and so
good publicity, bad publicity. It's all publicity.
I'm not. I've got a thick set of fur. I'm not worried about them. So
I just wish that they would quit being selfish and at least hit the like button.
Yeah. Well, no, I had my first unlike button the other day.
No. What? No.
Yeah, somebody hit the what do you call it button? The down thumb button. It was the politics, but of course it was somebody who wishes to remain anonymous.
Yeah, well.
What are you going to do? You can't please them all.
No.
So, yeah, I mean, and hold on, let me push this button here. So,
the views, opinions, and satirical content expressed on Sportcat's Daily Gazette are those of the host, Glenn Sportcat Jackson,
this guy.
and do not reflect the views of any affiliated networks, sponsors, or platforms hosting the show.
We don't
Our
care.
This
political
show is
party.
intended for entertainment purposes only.
Yes.
Please note, satire and humor, all commentary, especially on news, sports, and entertainment, is presented in a satirical manner.
That's right.
Statements made on this show should not be taken as factual reporting or professional advice.
Yes.
And if you don't like that, kiss my ass.
I will find you,
There are ways. So.
and I will kill you.
Well, I guess even if they hit the thumbs down button, that's it's still getting it out in the algorithm. So, hey, what the hell? I don't care.
I know.
Well, yeah. So I'll update that real quick because I know those people in East Tennessee have short attention spans and can't stand to listen to something for very long. And I won't bore everyone, but one of the candidates who I've been extremely critical of did reach out on Facebook to me.
Oh.
And it wasn't really an olive branch, but they said they would be willing to answer my questions in private or encouraged me to come meet them. I said, no, I want you to put your positions in public so that everybody knows your position. And well, I'm still waiting. Crickets. The other candidate hasn't gotten back to me. And I've got another question fired up, ready to go to the third candidate. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. And in the meantime, I didn't tell you this. Representatives from We Are Making Good publicity. Marsha Blackburn's campaign and Monty Fritz campaign reached out to me. So
All right.
we may be interviewing governors, how do you say gubernatorial candidates for Tennessee. And I've reached out. Tori in Georgia. She has stated she will come on the show. And I'm reaching out to a couple of governor campaigns in Georgia. So, I didn't realize this show was going to turn into political.
Really? You were surprised?
Yeah, really. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Well, you know, I try and just tell good news, but sometimes it just doesn't work out. So,
Yeah.
And Sherry, we're glad you came over and got in the right chat. And I don't know where the hell Brenda just left. She went away. So she just up and vanished on me. And of course, when she comes back, she'll blame it on me. Of course she will. So there you go. Where is she? Brenda, we miss you. I don't know what the hell happened, Brenda. We had a good game lined up today, too. So she better show back up. So otherwise, trivia is going to be boring. So there's always more bad news than good. That is true, Jen. That is true. Hold on, here she is. Bitch, what are you doing? Are you there? Where did you go, Brenda?
Hello.
What did you do?
Nothing. You kicked me off. I didn't touch.
I did not touch a damn button. So
Well, it wasn't me because I was laid back in my nice cozy chair with a blanket on.
With your toenail. You touched it with your toenail. That's what
I did not.
So. All right. Well, I was telling them that I think we're going to try a new game of Hangman today. See if we can hang you. Now, I wonder, should we play this game with a handicap? Well, no. I mean, because you don't have the extra legs. So, do we play with one leg short? How does that work?
What do you think? This is freaking bowling or something?
You can't bowl. You can't go bowling. So
no, I used to bowl. I don't know. I might be able to if I could find it. Where there is a will, there is a way.
Well, I guess. I mean, a quadriplegic cornhole player murdered a guy. So
yeah.
Sure. So there's always hope.
Yeah, picked up a gun and shot somebody. Who knew?
Do you believe that story? What is your thought?
Hey, you know what? Like I said, where there's a will, there's a way. And if he was been that way all of his life, I'm pretty sure he could do things that we could never imagine.
It was a she.
She.
I think she murdered her boyfriend or significant other, or so I don't know. I didn't follow the story because I saw it and I was like, okay, this has to be satire. And then it kept showing up. I'm like, oh,
yeah,
champion cornhole player and murderer. Well,
you know,
you're an overachiever.
Look, I used to do all kinds of things, dance, everything, bowl, everything.
Now you would just roll over their toes. So,
yeah, now I just
what did you do this
run
weekend? Anything exciting?
Oh my God. Spent $500 at the grocery store. What are you talking about? I should have not done nothing. But I am having T-bones tonight for dinner.
Ooh. I had ice cream last night for the first time in I don't know when. So Chris says that he's in the chat. We don't have to refer to him as Trivia Handicap. So we get Jen and Denise here, so we should be good. So no offense, Chris. So my weekend, oh man. So we're getting the lawn mowed for the first time this season here at the farm. And Mom said something to me about putting up the clothesline because the old clothesline had fallen down. I took those instructions as she wanted the clothesline replaced. So I love Rural King, by the way. I don't know if you have one out there, but Rural King is like it's like an awesome store. And so I go to Rural King. I had messaged my daughter, my two son-in-laws, and somebody else. I don't remember. How the hell do you put up Clothesline? And I had went on YouTube. I had went on Reddit. Okay, first off, let's start this off with, I am not mechanically inclined. I can fix your broken arm. I can convert your cardiac rhythm to a stable one. I can save your life. But anything mechanical, no, not so good. So I go into Rural King, and the first instructions I was given were very simple. There will be a roll of Clothesline that's sold in 25, 50, or 100 foot. Grab one of that, grab some connectors, hit the door. Sounds easy, right?
Yeah.
So I go all up and down through the aisles looking for this mysterious Clothesline, and I can't find it. I'm like, oh god damn it, it's got to be here. So I Googled it, and it's like the best you're supposed to use is you're supposed to use steel coated with plastic or something. I was like, okay, cool, right. Check. So I see that there's these rolls of wire, and I was like, oh, well, I guess I just buy it here. And I'm like, well, they're all in a mess too. They're like, there's wire everywhere, cable wires everywhere. I'm like, well, how do you measure the feet? And I don't have any way. How do you cut it? And so I'm looking, and I'm like, well, it's 79 cents a foot. If I get 50 foot, that'll be like $5, right? So, right?
Yeah.
Keep agreeing. And so I try and figure out, okay, I don't know how to unspool this. I don't know how to cut it. So I find this guy that he looked like a toothless Jed Clampett. And I am making fun. And so I ask him, I'm like, dude, do you sell Clothesline? And he's got one earbud in, and he's like 80 years old. And he looks at me, he goes, well, did you look? And the first thing I want to say is, what the fuck do you think I'm asking you for if I didn't look? I bit my tongue. My face was probably a bit red. And I said, yeah, but you work here, so perhaps you could, guide me in it. And he goes, well, if you didn't see it, I don't know where it is. Okay. Well, that didn't really answer my question. At this point, I should have just stopped talking to Jed.
You should have went to Walmart. Right? They sell it in rolls.
We'll get there. I should have just, but I'm like, no, I'm in at this point. I am vested in this. And I'm like, all right, well, I see you have it by the foot. And Chris is going to change his screen name to Toothless Clampett. And I said, it's kind of a mess. I said, how do you measure it? And he looks me dead in the eye and he goes, by the floor. What? He says, look, there's a ruler on the floor. And I look, and they've got like from 1 to 50 throughout the aisle.
Oh.
And I'm like, okay. So I said, all right, hold on a minute. I'm still with you here, sort of. I said, so I have to grab this wire, and I need one person on one end to put their foot in at the 1 foot. I need a second person because it only goes to 25 foot to put their foot there. And I need the third person to bring it back to me for 50. And the guy looks at me like I've grown fucking horns. He's like, well, is that how you're going to do it? And I'm like, dude, you work here. I have no clue. What am I supposed to pick the fucking tile up? I have no clue. So I'm losing my patience with Jed. Once again, I should have just stopped right there. I should be like, you know what, sir? You go get some dentures. Have a nice fucking day. I'm out. But no. I am vested in this. So I pull it out and I said, look, dude, you're going to have to roll it down there. so that I know where the first 25 feet is, right? So he's like, okay, whatever. So he goes down and we get to 25 feet and he turns around from down at the end of the alley and he goes, well, how am I supposed to get back to you?
Oh my God. I hate you.
I am
for not
near
turning on your
stroke
camera.
level at this time.
Next time you need to turn on your freaking camera.
I am near
I
stroke
hate you.
level at this time. I am absolutely near stroke level. And I said, well, I guess somebody's going to have to anchor it, hold it down, put their foot on it, do something. And he looks at me and goes, oh, I'll be right back. Once again, I should have just let my foot off the wire. And when he walked away, by the way, it unspooled and looked like a scene out of a goddamn horror movie. I mean, like, doing, wire went everywhere. I'm like, should have just walked away. I've had multiple warnings. I should have just walked away, but I'm vested. I am riding this storm out. So he comes back with a empty 5-gallon bucket. Now, Brenda, how much do you think a 5-gallon bucket is?
It's not that much. It wouldn't have held that.
Yeah, it's not going to hold it down. And so I watch what he does. He puts it down on the wire and he goes to roll it back the other way. Flips it up, hits something on one of the top shelves, knocks it down, creates a bigger mess. And he turns and looks at me. He says, well, I guess we need something heavier.
You have missed so many opportunities of the best TikTok ever.
So should have just walked away, but now my blood pressure is vested in this. So he goes and puts some chain or some shit in it and he wraps it around it and he comes back and he goes, well, I got 25 feet. You said you needed 50. I said, yeah. He says, how much further do I need to go?
Oh God.
I'm guessing, buddy. Why don't you just come back to me with it? Just guess. I said, but we'll be liberal about it, right? So he wraps it around the bucket or two, a time or two, and then comes back to me, and there is knots and curls and probably about an extra 10 feet that he didn't even bother with. And he hands me the spool and goes to walk away. And I'm like, dude, how do we cut this?
Oh my God.
He goes, well, I don't know. Holy shit. I'm like, okay, well, I'm guessing there's probably a machine or maybe a pair of pliers or something. He looks at this thing on the floor and he goes, well, do you know how to use that? And it's this big square looking thing that's got a lever. And I'm thinking, no, I don't know how the hell to use that. But I'm like, once again, dude, you work here. Turns out what the thing is you feed the wire in and then you crank it and it measures how much wire.
Oh my God.
Turns out, who would have thought that they had such a tool on the aisle where they sell, wire by the foot. So he goes, well, I think I figured out how to cut it with this. I'm like, good, you rock on, Billy. You rock on. And so he cuts it and he hands me one end of the wire while the other end, like I said, it's like a spring. And I said, do you have like some tape, a bag, a box, a carton, anything? He goes, no, I don't. God help me. So I said, well, how am I going to explain this to the lady up front? Am I just going to drag this through the whole store, or what am I supposed to do? And he's like, well, I'm going to give you a piece of paper. It actually made common sense.
The force was strong in that one.
So, and then he asked me as he's writing it down, do you know how much this is?
Oh my God.
Dude, I got no clue. It's like $4. I don't know. That's what I told him. I said, it's like $4. I don't know. So I'm spooling this up in my hand. And this is a true story. I swear to God. And I got all the wire in my hand and he hands me this piece of paper and he was like, all right, we're done here. He walks away.
Did you ask him where the clamps were?
I asked him for a piece of tape or something to wrap it up, a zip tie, something. He did, Chris. Yes. He wrote wire 5079 on it. We'll get there. We'll get there.
Oh God.
And so I was like, yeah, zip tie, piece of tape, no, nothing. So I'm like, all right, biggest part of the mission accomplished. Have the wire, right? So at this point, I had called my cousin who lives right down the street, and I had said, you know, what do I need to put this on? Just get some bolts? I said, but it's got to keep tension. So how do you keep tension? He's trying to explain this to me, and apparently at some point in time, he realized he was dealing with a rocket scientist. And I call him back. I look on the map and he's like 2 minutes away. I call him back and I'm like, hey, can you stop by? He's like, oh, I'm on my way. And I'm like, really good, because I'm kind of lost at this point. He goes, yeah, I know. So when he comes, my mom, who had been shopping, she got her bird food and whatever else she needed from the store. And she looks at me like, what is taking you so long? And I'm like, just don't talk to me. Just don't talk to
Some
me.
of old people today.
Just don't talk to me. And so,
Oh
so
my God.
while I'm waiting on my cousin, I was like, all right, well, he said I needed some bolts and some turnbuckles and some other thingy madoohickeys. And so I'm walking around, look, and man, they've got like every size screw from like 1 millimeter to like 2 foot, and bolts and washers and everything to go with it, and turnbuckles and clamps and zip ties, and it's a kidnapper's dream. So so I turn and ask the guy once again. He's on the other aisle now, the hardware aisle. And I'm like, dude, I need, and I'm reading my text, I need some turnbuckles, I need some knuckles, I need some wire thingamajiggies, and yeah, and once again he looks at me and goes, well, did you look for him?
Oh my God. He forgot he helped you before.
We're going here again. I asked him, I says, is this your section? And he goes, well, yeah, you see me working in it, don't you?
Oh my God. Okay, now it's time
I'm
to get
pretty sure the vein on the top of my head is leaking into my cranium at this point.
Oh my God.
So my cousin shows up and he is like pissed because, well, I drug him out and I have no idea what the hell I'm talking about. And so he's like, all right, well, here, just you need this, this, and this. He starts handing me shit and puts it in a bag. He goes, you're done. Cool. So mom at the meantime, she had found the bird food she needs. Cool. And we needed a funnel that goes in the bird feeder. It's got a little square opening, probably 3 inches square, maybe 4 at most. And she's got this one that's like the size of a 2-liter bottle. I'm like, Mom, that's not going to work. I said, I'll meet you up at the bird food aisle. There's got to be something up there. So at this point, I've left everybody in the store on their own, and I'm going to the bird food aisle to find a funnel, and I'm leaving. I'm done. So my daughter calls and says, hey, while you're there, can you pick me up a bag of bird food? Yeah, great. You haven't done shit for me today, but I'm on it. Whatever. Cool. Got it. So I pick up the cheapest, closest bag I find, which turns out is a 25-pound bag. So I find the bird feeder, and the one that we had bought for Mom, like the previous weekend I bought it for. And beside the bird feeders, there's a funnel with a scoop, and it's a square dispenser on the end of it. And it's sitting right by all of them. I'm like, well, maybe we were supposed to have got that when we purchased the bird feeder because, fits in there.
Right.
By this time, my posse has found me. So I explained to Mom, I said, well, this will fit perfectly. Look, I took it out and put it in there. I said, but there's no price, and they're all sitting right beside the feeder, so maybe we didn't get it. At some point in time, Mom cuts me off. She didn't. This is just Mom. She has to tell the whole story where I'm explaining to my cousin, who really doesn't want to be here at this point. I'm explaining, I bought this the weekend. And Mom just cuts me off and goes on this tangent about how we needed a bigger bird feeder because the bears that ate the other one and the raccoons attacked it. I don't know what the fuck she's talking about. And I'm like, Mom, stop. And she just won't. I'm like, and he turns and looks at me, and he looks at Mom and goes, I think he's going to have a stroke. And I did not use the words that were in my head. I said, Mom, this would be a really good time to just hush up.
Stop talking.
Just stop talking. Just stop. I'm not having a pleasant day so far.
Oh God, the next time you go do this store with your mom, you need to call me and keep me on speakerphone. If you're not going to record it, I've got to
Brenda,
hear it.
We are not done yet.
Oh my God.
So I'm like, I'm going to take this and I'll explain my case to the cashier. So in Tennessee, when you go into a checkout lane, in Georgia, everybody, when you face that you go down the aisle, is on the right side where you put your stuff. You know, the conveyor belt, as you go down, it's on the right side of the cashier. Well, it's in the opposite in Tennessee for some reason. And so I see the kid, there's nobody in line, and I go down the wrong side, and well, shit, that's his side. So I cut over in the aisle and I go down there. This lady goes, "We are cutting in line." I look around and I go, "There is no fucking line." And she goes, "Well, I was going to go there." And I'm like, "I'll be done quick. Trust me." So.
Oh my God.
This 12-year-old that's ringing me up. I hand him the piece of paper that Jed handed me, and he goes, "What's this?" I said, "I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know."
But it's 50 foot of wire.
I said, "I got this handful of wire here. Jed wrote that down on the back. It's like $4. Just ring it up." And I said, "Oh," but I started to explain the bird feeder case to him, and he's like, "Well, that makes common sense." I said, "Well, yeah, it does. It was sitting right there. There's one by every one. We didn't see it." And he goes, "Well, there's a QR code on it." He goes, "Well, I'll scan it." Okay, whatever. He scans it. It's like $5. I'm like, "Okay, cool, no problem. I'll buy it. Just ring it up." And I said, "Now back to the wire." I said, "My hand is asleep. This wire is going to go everywhere the second I unleash it. Do you have a box, a piece of tape, a bag, something?" And he rips off a bag and hands it to me. Now I'm one-handed. And I don't know if you've ever tried to open a plastic bag, but I'm all but spitting on this thing trying to get it open. And the guy's ringing me up, and he takes the bag of parts that my cousin had and just dumps them out, and they go everywhere, which I guess he has to scan each one, whatever, because they all got a price code on.
Right.
So he gets done and he goes, "Well, it's like $80. And he looks at me and I'm like, "Dude, I need a little help here, piece of tape, bag, something. I can't pay you until I get the other hand free." And he goes, "Oh, well, I gave you a bag." Yeah, dude, that was an hour ago. And right at this time, I see Mom. She's 2 people behind me in line. And I'm like, "Oh, shit, I forgot. I got Tiffany's bird feed. I threw it in her cart." So I'll walk back, grab the bag of bird feed after I've handed Skippy the roll of wire to figure out how to put it in the bag, which this is now looking like a monkey trying to fuck a football. Figure this out. I was like, "Yeah, see my plight?" So I get the bag and I walk past the lady who has already threatened me. And she goes, "Well, what are you doing now?" And I turned and looked at her, and she was stuffing something in her face from the checkout line. And I said, "Why don't you just shut your pie hole? I'll be done in a minute, bitch."
Oh my God.
They lost it. And by this point, she's looking at me like, "Well, if I could kill you." And I'm like, "Oh no, I would draw first blood. I'm not having a good day." I got there and I'm like, "I forgot this." I set the sack of 25-pound bag bird food down, and he hands me the roll of wire back, still unbagged. Eventually we got it in a bag. It took 2 people. So I get out of the store. I'm like, "I'm done. We're going." But Mom has to go to Walmart, then IGA, and somewhere else. So I told my cousin, I said, "Here, look, take the wire, take the parts. I'll meet you at the house as soon as I can. Just," I said, "that way you can assess the situation." And he's like, "Well, did you measure it? Did you look and see if it had hardware?" And I'm like, looking at him like he's speaking another language. I'm like, "I have no idea what the hell you're talking about." He's like, "Just give me the shit." And so he leaves and heads to Mom's. So I take her to Walmart. While she's in Walmart, because I refuse to deal with people at this point in time, I will sit in a car with 200-degree temperatures melting my brain and feel much better about the world and society than to go and deal with people at this point. So she's in doing her thing. I'm calling Beth, trying to explain to her, "You need to talk me down because I'm about ready to just go nuts and start beating the hell out of people for no reason. And my cousin beeps in. He says, "Hey, you need to pick up the hardware." Okay. Well, send me a list of exactly what I need. I said, he goes, "We can just go to Walmart." I'm like, no. I'm going to the hardware store. They have everything. There's no lines. There's people that know when I go, I need a blah, blah, blah. It's on aisle 27, section 2. I got this. So he sends me this list. Mom comes out and I was like, we got to go to Ace Hardware or True Value, whatever it is. I don't remember. True Value.
Hi, bueno.
So, hey there. So, yes, this is a long story. I'm sorry, everybody. Just let me get this out. Let me get this out.
Oh.
And so go to Ace, walk in, beautiful young lady. I said, "Hey, and I'm looking at my phone. She goes, "Oh, that's on this hardware section or whatever, aisle 27. She goes, "Do you need some help?" And I'm like, I could really use some help. She's like, "Okay." And she's speaking into a little thing in her ear. And she's like, "Customer needs help on aisle 28. I'm like, "Okay, cool." So I go back there and there's a guy already being helped. And I think, he'll get to me. But in the meantime, I'm looking and I see, he needs, 3.5 inch long bolts with nuts and washers and something else. I don't remember. I was like, simple. I got this. So another guy comes and he goes, "Hey, did they help you or were you needing help?" I said, "No." I said, "I'm looking for," and I read it to him. And I said, "I think it's right here." And I said, "I need the nuts and the flat washers for it." And we're still true story here. Guy is very nice, very kind. He knows where shit is in his section. And he pulls out the little box and he goes, "Can you help me here?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure. I just need 4 of them." And so he goes, "Well, just make sure they're all right." He says, "Because I can't see." At this point, I just stop. I'm like, "What?" What?
Oh my God.
And see, I opened the door. I shouldn't have right there. I should have just been like, "Oh, I'm sorry, dude. I hope you get feeling better." Hey, Tracy, welcome. I should have I opened the door for a conversation that I didn't really want to have, but I was just being courteous. Like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Are you okay? What happened?" No. I opened the door and he said,
Yep.
"Well, it all started with the jab in the vid virus." I'm in the back of my head and I'm thinking, he said he couldn't see. How the hell are we going back to 2020? And he's obviously been driving to work and he works in the part section where they have teeny parts. Okay. And apparently I'm vested in this story now. So he goes on to explain that he got jabbed, and immediately after the second jab, he developed a fib, and his vision now looks like he's looking through Venetian blinds, and anything midway down is blurry.
Ah.
And I'm thinking, well, okay, I'm just listening to the guy. I'm like, well, yeah, I've heard some stories about that. And, our union fought, but we still had to, the fire department ended up getting jabbed. And so I'm like, okay, well, buddy, I hope you get feeling better. And I walk on. So go to IGA. Tiffany meets me at IGA. She goes, well, I need a key to get in the house. I'm like, you got a key? She's like, well, not to the back door. And I'm like, what? Go in the front door. Okay, whatever. I said, Lee's there. So the house is open. She's like, oh, okay. So I say, here, take these. And I hand her the bag from Ace, or True Value. I say, take them to Lee. I got your bird food in back. I'll see you whenever Mom gets done here at IGA. So Mom gets done. I'm driving. I'm pulling in. And as I'm pulling in, my cousin is pulling out of the driveway at 100 miles an hour, spinning gravel. And he doesn't look happy. And so I stop him and I'm like, what's wrong? He goes, I should have never sent you to the goddamn hardware is what's wrong.
Oh boy.
Whoops. Turns out he said I needed eye bolts. Well, he spelled it out, I. So then he said he needed bolts, but it was the letter I.
Oh no.
And I was like, huh, yeah, I guess I did do that. So he comes back. He's got another bag of parts. He jams me a receipt for another $80 and hands it to me. And I was like, oh, great. This project I didn't want to do. I got 4 people working on and I've spent $200. Cool. So he's like, do you have the stuff to hang it? I'm like, well, no, I was kind of relying on you for that, farm boy. He's like, well, I brought all my tools because I didn't figure. I said, hey, if you break your leg, I got you covered. So I start trying to help him, and he looks at me and goes, just stop what you're doing, right? I got this. Don't touch a thing. So he gets the drill and makes the holes wide enough for the eye. Yeah, I should have been spelled out I as an EIE, but he said I need 3.5-inch eye bolts. So I just kind of misread past the letter I.
Okay.
So I'm not blaming him. It was, I didn't see the eye. I forgot I don't speak fluent redneck. I'm only part-time redneck. And so he's hanging this, and this it's now getting dark. It's getting cold because we're in the mountains. So we get the floodlights on, and we're putting it up, and we're talking. Everybody's calmed down. I'm not really sure. He's like, you built this thing to withstand a tornado, right? And I'm like, well, I was just going to get some clothesline and wrap it around a time or two, jam it through the hole, wrap it around. My cousin thoroughly redneck engineered this thing. It's got eye bolts, turnbuckles, tensioners. It's got all this. If Bigfoot comes running through there trying to get away from the lights, he will cut his damn head off. I mean, that thing is not going anywhere. So I'm proud of myself for having spent this money for it. For this thing that'll withstand a nuclear war. And he goes, you kind of overkilled it, don't you? And I'm like, I didn't do anything. I didn't even know what I was doing.
Yeah.
So it's up. She's got 4 brand new wires that will cut your throat if you run in across too quickly and miss them. So I got to warn the guy when he mows the lawn. But it's up. It's up.
I blame one person. One person. No, not me. No, not you. Believe it or not you. I blame Mrs. Sportcat for not making you go and do all these man things all the years you guys have been married.
No, see, there you're wrong. She does. She attempts to. Then she realizes it's going to cost much more to pay a professional, so she just bypasses me at this point.
Oh my God. All right. Well, then I can blame your mom for not teaching you to be a real man.
So after about 1 o'clock in the morning, I'm finally laying down, got my feet up, and I'm sitting there going in my head, and I'm going, because I was so mad and just wanted to get out of Rule King. I was like, how much was Tiffany's bird food? So how the hell did I spend $80? I was sitting there in my head, and laying it down in my head. I had $5 in wire, nuts and bolts, maybe 10. Tiffany's bird food was 15. But I swear to God, he said it was like $80. Like, how the hell did I spend that much? And now listen to me closely, Brenda, because this made perfect sense to me up until the next day. In my head, I'm going, it was 79 cents a foot. So I only got 50 feet. It should have been $3.95, right?
Yeah.
No. Anybody in the audience care to tell me 79 cents at 50 foot how much it is? Anybody got a guess? Minus the eye bolts and the hardware.
Well, what did he charge you for the wire?
$40, $39.50.
What?
Yeah, $39.50. And anybody in the audience catch what I did yet? And I'll repeat this slow for you, Brenda. 79 cents a foot. About 50 feet. And in my head, I thought it was going to be like $4.
And how much was it a foot?
79 cents. Chris, I should have had you with me. I'm going to call you next time, Chris. So I didn't move the decimal far enough.
Oh.
If it had been 80 cents or 8 cents a foot, it would have been about $4. But it was 79 cents a foot. So that made it $39.95. Yeah, 50 times 79. Seems simple, Chris. It seems simple, but at the time,
39. Yep.
Yeah, I was in meltdown mode. So, hey, Harley, I saw her in there somewhere. Yeah. So, yeah, Jen, you're right. See, this is why I shouldn't be left alone to do projects. So, yeah. It was 39. So look at the receipt that Lee gave me, and he bought 100 foot of the same wire for $14.
Well,
oh my God.
boy, I'm glad I didn't have you come and put my 8x12
I should have been a contractor.
thing
right?
up
You know?
in my backyard. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, mathing is hard. Yeah, mathing is
Start
hard.
reading instructions.
There's a reason that I sit behind a microphone and tell stupid stories every day.
Good Lord.
Oh Lord. So yeah, that was, so I'm sorry. I've bored everybody to death with this story, but but I feel much better. Thank you all for listening.
Actually, I kind of thought it was funny. But
Well,
I'm
yeah.
telling you, damn it, you should have recorded the whole day. You do that
should've,
again,
right?
and I swear I'm going to be calling you every 5 minutes. What's going on now?
Well,
What's going on
Well,
now?
see, here's the thing. I even went over with Jed the math. Because I was like, it's 79 cents. It should be like $4, right? And he's like, He knew. I'm gonna get this goddamn idiot. So yeah, he did. So
Now, before
at
you
any
push
rate,
his word, you should have asked him to count the teeth in his mouth.
yeah, I stood a much better chance at mathing if I'd done that. But yeah, so that was my weekend, Brenda. So
Oh my God!
yesterday I watched Tennessee lose, and so it just wasn't a great weekend. So but,
I just went and spent way too much money at the grocery store, but you know, I'll eat good and healthy.
well, that's true. We will too. Mom stopped at Walmart, IGA. We got all kinds of stuff. So,
Yeah.
well, we're almost to a full moon, so that was good because we needed the light to put up the And Lee afterwards, my cousin, he's like, "You know, I had plans today." I'm like, huh. Thanks.
Thanks for spending it with me.
Oh yeah, so it was fun. It was good quality bonding time. Tiffany was at my son-in-law. He bailed after 10 minutes, and he's like, "I'm going in."
Yeah, I mean, I
I'm
can't
done
blame.
with
That's a
you
smart man.
So it was just me and my cousin and my daughter out there, but it was good. We had Chris wants to know if IGA is a microbrewery. I wish it was. That's a grocery store, International Groceries Association or something like that.
Yeah, we used to have IGA here.
Yeah, they still have them here. So, yeah, Sherry, it was a very adventurous day. So after it was over with, and then I forgot the icing on the cake. Mom's made meatloaf. We've got a full, beautiful meal: meatloaf, mashed potatoes, green beans, rolls. We got a great meal. So that was a good thing. We all got to sit down and eat afterwards. And it was good family time. Then, Mom, as she's talking to me and her nephew and her granddaughter, says, "Well, I don't know what got into him," talking about me. She says, "All I told him to do was pick it up so it didn't get run over."
What? Oh my God.
She didn't even want a new clothesline. It's like, "All right, Mom, enjoy your new clothesline. You've got
You
one.
better use it.
Cost me $200. It's great. It'll never come down. My great grandkids will be able to
I
use
told
it."
you could have got her one of those round ones for Amazon for like $70. I'll quit.
The look in my
like an
cousin's
umbrella.
the look in my cousin's eyes at me. I think at that moment he did want to kill me.
Oh my God.
yeah, so it was fun. It was fun. So.
All right. So how stupid are we going to be today?
Brenda and I talk. We're going to try Hangman. We're running out of time because I'm too long-winded today, but we'll try Hangman. How about that? Oh,
Okay.
It is included 99 cents. No, I don't want to pay. Damn it!
What?
After all this, I'm just looking. I want to just give me a free Hangman. Oh, come on, man.
Oh,
Give me Hangman number
God.
2. Come on. I was looking forward to playing Hangman. Oh,
Yeah,
nope,
I bet you
it's
were.
included. Gosh darn it.
Oh,
I wanted to play
yeah.
Hangman.
We'll
Hold
have
on,
to
man.
get off of
I'm
that.
vested in this now. I want to play Hangman.
Oh, God. All right, everybody, close your eyes. Then Glenn's got to use his debit card.
Single player untimed. All right, here we go. Hint. Yes, I need a hint.
There's a blue
Alt.
squared person waving.
It's a blue squared person, and the hint is Alt plus L. What the hell does that mean? Alt plus L. Alternative? So maybe it's alternative. Maybe the word is alternative. Oh,
Okay.
we got an A. So, and how many letters is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is that 10 or 11? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10. 10 letters. And the little guy's waving at me. And I got an A. So an A is the sixth letter in. The hint is Alt plus L. It won't give me another hint. Alt plus L. Okay. What the hell could this word be?
Chris
Let's
wants
get an
to know
A.
why SpongeBob is blue. He looks more like the cinnamon toast crunch guy.
There is the second letter is an E. So we have an E and an A on the board, and we haven't got anybody hanging yet. So what's another hint? Give me a letter, Brenda. What do you think? M?
An
Well,
N.
we could try.
I think
N as in Nancy.
Yes.
Oh, there is.
Okay.
All right. So blank E, 3 spaces, 3 letters, A, 3 spaces, N. And the hint is Alt plus L. N as I? No. Oh, man. There's an EAN in it. This was harder than I thought.
I'm over here watching my dog bury his food in my blanket.
I'm going to try an I. Oh, there's an I. There's 2 I's.
Ooh.
There's 2 I's. And the hint is Alt plus. Won't give me another hint. Okay, so blank E, blank I, blank A, blank I, blank N as in Nancy. And the hint is Alt L. Alt L. Alt plus L.
Is there an L?
Let's see here. Oh, no. Little guy ain't waving anymore.
Uh-oh.
Little guy ain't waving anymore.
Well, screw you, little blue guy.
He's not waving. He's angry because we.
No, he can shut up.
All right. Another guess? M. Did I try M?
Okay.
Let's try M. Oh, no. He's lost his mouth. There.
We make him disappear. Oh, boy. I can't wait for him to lose a leg.
Oh, man. What could Alt plus L is the hint. Alt plus L. Alternative. I tried it. Do we try? No, tried an L. What the hell? Blank E, blank I, blank A, blank I, blank.
Try an R. Try an R.
R?
Yeah.
Oh, there is an R. Oh, so it starts with R-E blank I, blank I, blank I, blank N. And the hint is Alt plus L. No, it couldn't be it. Maybe I wasn't as good at this as I thought it would be.
Let's see.
C?
Let's try.
C.
Let's try a
O? No.
Try a O. Try a O.
No. Yeah. Oh, there is an O.
Try T.
Okay.
Try T. T.
P.
T. T is in Tom. You dumbass.
Well, there's no P.
There is a T.
There's 2 T's. R blank I TATION. Alt plus L. So we're only missing 1 letter to make this word. What could it be?
Is it a C?
I'm gonna I before E. The word is, well, it went away. Recreation, whatever it was. All right, we're done with this game. And I don't know what the word was. So, all right, well, we won. Is there any other? Oh, no math games. We won't do that.
God, no, please. We already had that with your wire.
Shut up. 79 cents a foot. It should have been like $4. Okay. All right. Pick a theme for the Hangman. Famous people, country cities, movies, television shows, dictionary, characters, or kids. We all like movies. Want to go with movies?
Sure, why not?
Okay. Oh, jeez. It's 2 words. And it's got a comma in it. So I'm going to guess that would be S to make it plural. There's 2 S's. It's a movie is the only hint. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is the first. And it's plural, so it's plus S. And the second word is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the 6th letter is S. Chris said he was distracted by the little blue guy.
A.
All right, so A. All right, we'll start with an A. Oh, there's an A. Blank, blank, A. Okay, yeah, there's 2. D, maybe? What do you think?
Okay.
I don't get a hint. I want a hint. No hints. What do you want? Well, Chris said E before, so we'll try E. There's 2 E's.
Ooh.
All right. Blank, blank, A. Chris says R. Chris is already on this word. Oh, he is. Blank, blank, A-R, blank, blank, E, apostrophe S is the first word. And A, blank, blank, E, blank, S is the second word of the movie. What is the movie? Oh, man. No, it couldn't be that. What do you got? What do you want to try, Brenda?
Let's try an O.
Oh?
Yeah.
Oh, this is a boring game. Oh, no, we got the Hangman guy. All right, we're getting close.
Damn
it. Did we try an M? I want to try an M. Oh, no, we got the noose.
God.
That's racist, by the
way. I'm backing up.
Let's see. Charlie's Angels.
Oh, good job, Chris. Let's see.
Chris. Yeah. A-R-L. Yeah. Charlie's Angels. C-J-R-L-I-E-S.
Yep.
Yeah. Chris is so smart. Yeah, Chris got it. Charlie's Angels was the correct answer. So very good job, Chris. Very good job. So
thank you for not letting us hang, Chris.
Yeah, thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. So, all right, we're going to move on to trivia for the day because, well, we screwed that up. Today, what happened on today? The first trivia is, why did the Mexican take Xanax? Lord.
Oh, my God. This guy is not only stupid, brain dead, but he's racist.
I don't know if I should even read the answer. For Hispanic attacks. I'm moving on. Next.
Oh, God, I'm going to pee.
Opportunity is missed by most people because he is dressed in overalls and looks like work. So, all right, there you go. March 30th, 1981. Ronald Reagan, there was an attempted assassination on his life this day in 1981. 1907, the first flight of a commercially built airplane. 1867, the U.S. buys Alaska from Russia. 1858, the first pencil with an attached eraser is patented by H.L. Lippmann of Philadelphia.
No.
March 30th, 2003, SecDef Rumsfeld said, there are weapons of mass destruction and we know where they are.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Still looking.
Yeah,
1991, the Kennedy rape cases go to court against U.S. Senator Ted Kennedy. So,
I just read about that today.
yeah.
That's funny.
Record amount paid for a single work of art today. 1987 for Van Gogh's Sunflowers. Sells for $39.9 million.
Wow.
March 30th, 1972, the North Vietnamese forces a major attack across the DMZ in the largest assault since 1968. Saigon embassy bombing, March 30th, 1965, when the Viet Cong car bombed, killing 22. 1965, the House Committee on Un-American Activities began investigating the Ku Klux Klan. So it was their first investigation, 1965.
Yeah.
The first U.S. National Forest, Yellowstone, March 30th, 1891. March 30th, 1880, the Metropolitan Music of Art opened. Wow, I didn't realize it didn't open that long. Wow. The first operation using ether as an anesthesia was conducted this day in 1842
Oh, wow.
on a neck tumor by Dr. Crawford Long. Wow. Birthdays today. Eric Clapton, March 30th, 1945.
Wow.
A Titanic survivor saved by the explosion. Charles Lightoller, he was a British naval officer. All right. Vincent van Gogh, he was born this day in 1853. Anna Sewell, she's an author for Black Beauty, was born this day in 1820. She wrote Black Beauty in 1877. It's still selling copies.
Yeah.
The first manned free balloon flight by Jean-Francis Pierre de Roizat. He was okay. He's French aviation pilot. He was born in 1754. American. Why am I talking about a racehorse? Born this day in 1970, named Secretat. What the hell do I care? Celine Dion. She was born in 1968.
Don't care about that either.
Singer. Tracy Chapman. She was born in 1964. Hammer. It's Hammer time. MC Hammer, born in 1962. Maurice LaMarche, born in 1958. Pinky and the Brain. He was the voice of Brain. And he was also Toucan Sam in the Kellogg's commercials. Interesting trivia fact there. Paul Reiser, born this day in 1956. Comedian and Mad About You.
Chris is
No, Chris, I'm not. No, Chris, I'm not. So, Warren Beatty, 1937 today. John Aston from the Addams Family. Oh, okay. He was, who was he? He was the dad. All right.
Gomez.
Yeah. Richard Dysart. He was from LA Law, born this day in 1929. Peter Marshall from Hollywood Squares, born this day in 1926. Herbert Anderson from Dennis the Menace. He was Dennis's father, born in 1917. Mark Davis. He was an animator and designer of Disney's characters such as Snow White, Thumper in Cinderella. Oh, wow. Tinkerbell and Cruella de Vil. Frankie Lane. He was a singer. Mule Train, High Noon, and he also sang the song to TV's Rawhide. Ted Heath. British band leader. He was one of UK's most famous post-war big band leaders. Robert Wilhelm Bunsen, German chemist, born in 1811. He discovered the elements. Okay. John Stafford Smith, a music composer, 1750. Well, he was a Spanish painter, and his name was Francis Goya, born in 1746. Good Lord, there's a bunch of people born that day. Moses Maimonides, born in 1135, a Jewish rabbi. Wow. How do we still remember that?
Maybe they made it up. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be. Could be. Chariots of Fire, 1981 was released on this day. And Bitches Brew by Miles Davis in 1970. So today in sports, Jack Nicholson in 1990 debuts on the senior PGA Tour. Wow. I can't speak, Chris. Peter Marshall was not his real name. He had a son that was named Peter Lecoq. He played for the Cubs in the 70s. Everyone here liked him, even though he's bad because of his name. Oh, Peter Lecoq.
Oh my gosh. Well, Chris.
See, this is why I have Chris around. He knows these things. Chris, I will on weekends consult you on home improvement project, specifically the math.
Chris, you and I are going on three-way with him next time he goes to the store.
Oh, Lord. It's Virtual Vacation Day, National Turkey Neck Soup Day. Can't say I've ever had that. It's National Pencil Day. We figured why that was, because of the first pencil. National Doctor's Day. It's probably because of the surgeon. It's Take a Walk in the Park Day. Okay. And I Am in Control Day. So that's what Brenda says every day, but I just push all the buttons.
You know what?
It's Holy Monday. It's Grass is Always Browner on the Other Side of the Fence Day.
Wait a minute.
That's what it says.
The grass is always greener. Did they change that with Mandela?
It says the grass is always browner on the other side of the fence day. That's what it says. Hold on, we'll go in. We'll go in deep. Celebrated March 30th every year. It's celebrated across the country for people to appreciate that instead of what people have, it's what they got. Practice gratitude in good things. And remind yourself, no matter how things look on the other side, you never know the whole story. And the day reminds people that the grass is not greener on the other side of the fence. It is browner because the life you have is the best one. So there you go.
Well,
now you know, Brenda. It's National Folding Laundry Day. I don't ever do that. National Fit, and I'm not saying Mrs. Sportcat does it. I have a suitcase. Well, it's a duffel bag over there with wads of clothes in it. I just throw them in there. I Am in Control Day. We talked about that. It's Julia Day, Pencil Day, Victoria Day, Virtual Vacation Day. It's Wendy's Day, Seward Day, Spiritual Baptist Liberation Day, Take a Walk in the Park, Torrance Day, Turkey Neck Soup. I've never had that. World Bipolar Day. They finally give me a day. So,
right?
Yeah, that's one of the elements.
It is.
Let's see. National Hot Chicken Day. I like spicy chicken. So I actually like Nashville chicken, but it's hard to get good Nashville chicken. Have you ever had Nashville chicken,
Nope.
Brenda?
Nope.
No. Wow. You don't know what you're missing. Let's see. It's the 89th day of 2026, the 11th day of spring. And yes, it is. So today's quote, I wish I could write easily. I'm one of those guys who's visited by the muse when things are dire. Eric Clapton, quote from him today. So between a first quarter moon and a full moon, which is on April 1st. Oh, and it just hit me, Brenda. Tomorrow's April 1st, so it's April Fool's Day, right?
No, tomorrow's the 31st.
Oh, okay. Disregard. See,
Remember,
there you go.
I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow, remember?
You're asking me to math again, Brenda. Stop that. So.
Oh, my God. I'll show you the knuckle trick when we get done. How's that?
I'm not sure I want to know what that is. Let's see. We'll check it on breaking news headlines. Trump threatens to obliterate Iran's energy facilities if a deal is not reached soon. So in other words, we're just going to blow shit up.
Again.
We're in serious talks, but warns that a ceasefire is not guaranteed and we will blow shit up. So, take out Kings Island or Kong Island, whatever the hell it is. Well, apparently, 1446 local time. Oh, no, yeah, Eastern time. Iran launched more missiles to Israel. So there goes the peace.
There goes the talk.
12 hours. Yeah. Let's see. The White House briefing offered few answers. Shocker. Peace talks continued despite us blowing shit up. Somebody says, is Trump threatening a war crime and attacking civilian infrastructure? That's a good question. Saying they are not in talks. Iran says they're not talking to this back and forth. Who's got the biggest dick? That's all this thing is about.
Yep, and they really don't know that it's actually me.
I did. Somebody
That's
should
their
ask
down.
me.
That's their downfall.
Let's see. I don't want to see the PAL. He's not transportation. Duffy's that. Says the Fed is monitoring energy price spikes, but is limited in what it can do. Okay, well, we'll check on the prices here in a minute. Rubio says Trump has options to open the critical waterway. The UN condemns the killing of peacekeepers in Lebanon. That was because 3 were killed in the southern side of Lebanon. Nice. Young Iranians say Trump's threat to destroy civilian infrastructure are terrifying. Well, I'm sure it is. So, especially to we're going to get into that about kids. Trump makes new Iran's threat as Israeli soldiers ski into Lebanon. What the hell does that mean? And by the way, Netanyahu said over the weekend that if the U.S. goes into ground troops, they were not going to send ground troops. So, in other words, we will be the only ones doing on the ground if we do this. I'm not for this. I just want to be very vocal. I am not for this. So, Press Secretary Karen Leavitt says Trump wants Congress to return to D.C. and end the shutdown. Oh, I'm sure a lot of people would like that while they're out vacationing.
Didn't we find a picture of one of them at Disney World?
Well, we're going to talk about that.
Okay.
All right. So, wow, it started today, but oil is currently at $103.45 a barrel, which by my math is like 10 cents a foot. So,
well, damn, you should be doing the math on our oil.
Chris says the knuckle trick costs an extra $50. So yeah, by my math, $103.46 a barrel. Let's see. I don't know how big a barrel is. Let's just say it's 100 gallons in there. So it should be right at $1 a gallon right now. So there you go. There you go. So, math by Sportcat. Yeah. Don't trust me. If you need a project done, I'm not your guy. If you're having chest pain or a broken bone is sticking out, I'm your guy. I got you.
Even me being a woman in a wheelchair, I could have went with you to the hardware store to find what you needed. I love Home Depot. That's like my
well. Would you have bought it by the foot like I did and saved money?
I probably would have just went and got a roll of it that was already fucking rolled. That way I wouldn't have had to deal with that.
Oh, yeah. So after I went through all this with Jed and I'm walking up and down the aisles, I actually find the roll of it in a bag, already cut on a bag, on a peg hook, hanging there for like $19. And I'm thinking it was like 100 foot for like $19 or something like that. And I'm like, see, I saved money. And I'm just in my head, I'm just all cocky. So I go back and tell Jed, I'm like, hey, I found what you couldn't find. It's the end of the aisle there. So yeah. He just smiles and nods and goes, yeah, bitch, you could pay 3 times the price. So
he did that on purpose, right?
He probably did, because I was such a polite. I was polite up until the point he started asking stupid questions, which was pretty much 10 seconds into
I will give you a little bit of kudos, because after a while I would have said, look, do you work here or did you escape from the old folks' home? What is really going on?
I should have just went to the hardware store. The lady could have pointed me to everything I needed and I could have been out the door in 5 minutes. And
yeah, but you still didn't know what eyebolts were.
I was eating the coffee. I was trying to help the economy, Brenda, by paying more for something. Yeah, I told Mrs. Sportcat that, and she's like, "You did what?" And I'm like, "Yeah, just don't look at the checking account." She goes, "Wait a minute, it was how much?" And I said, "It was 79 cents a foot, so it was like $5." And she's like, No. Hold on. What did you just say? I'll say it again faster this time. Maybe it'll make sense. So, yeah.
Well,
Brenda, maybe I should get a job as in the federal government doing math. Like,
Go work for Doge. Yeah, you're smart. You can do it.
I would have completed my bachelor's. I'm 1 credit short. Do you know what that credit is, Brenda?
Gotta be math.
It's a true story. It's algebra. Yep. That's it. I've learned enough. I'm done. I can do 2 plus 2, and 79 cents times 100 is 790. Oh yeah. So, well, over the weekend, our Senate decided to be total dumbasses, and 5 of them decided they were going to close up this TSA thing, and they were going to send it back down to Congress. And basically, the 5 of them, as a majority, voted that they weren't going to pay anybody, and they were going to defund the entire government. Apparently, I don't even know what the hell the bill was, but 5 people managed to get together like 20 pages of legal words that meant we weren't going to pay for shit, and we were going to shut everything down. And they approved it and sent it to the House. And when Congress looked at it, they were like, "What in the hell is this?" So they obviously didn't approve it. So the Congress went back to work, and bipartisan, they voted to approve funding agencies, and they were going to send it back. But guess what? The Senate's on break. Well, the House is still, well, they were still. The House is gone too. So, but President Trump did threaten, and he lived up. He paid TSA agents the missing 2 paychecks this morning. Bright and early, it was dumped in their accounts. So, they did get paid, but he's going to be, he is going to be roasted, because basically he didn't really go over their head. He just went around their head. So,
well, their heads are kind of big, so, you know.
Yeah, well, I mean, but the thing is, the TSA agents that had been working without pay, they didn't do anything. It's not like they were on strike. They're just victims in all this. And, so yeah, he approved the pay. They got paid. It took some legal gumbly juck, but it got paid, and they got their paycheck this morning, but they're still not funded completely. So, and this, I know you're not a sports star, but MMA over the weekend, it shocked the world. Mixed martial arts in the female sport, they had a star, Maycee Barber, and it was a rematch. And these are both 2 very talented female athletes. Of course, the victor is, well, she is dominating. There won't be any sound to this because so let me no, don't do that. Let me make this larger so you can see this in case you missed it. It was, the internet was really tore up about this, because when well, I'll see if I can. I'm not making fun of anybody, but she was out as soon as that punch was delivered to the jaw. I mean, it was done. Hold on, how do I do this? Press
so
play.
She didn't have to grab her, and well,
I mean, in the heat of the moment. No, I'm not citing her for that, but this was come on. It was just a vicious hit, and the internet just erupted, and there was calls for them basically to stop fighting MMA. Come on, man, why is it doing this? And they said that women shouldn't be in sports. I don't believe any of that crap, but all right, it's not going to cooperate. But when she was hit, I mean, her bell was rung the moment she was hit. Yeah. And she was out, and she spun around, and you could tell her tongue was already hanging out. She had the look on in her eyes like, yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on. And then she got in a chokehold, and she actually was carted off. She was later reported in the hospital. They didn't say what was wrong with her. But yeah, she was going to be kept overnight for observation, but she had her bell rung, and a lot of people were saying that it was probably the most vicious hit in boxing ever in finishing. So, yeah, and then the other bad part, I wish I could make it pause or play back, but
I watched a boxing type thing with the Russian people. Oh my God.
Let me kill this sound. But yeah, she was out. The internet are like, we need to stop this. That's a cruel, vicious sport. But
It's what they do.
and can you just imagine? You and I are friends with Miranda.
Yeah.
You know, I've got mixed emotions. So, yeah, Chris says she's not firing. Her head went into the ref's crotch like she had any idea what was going on. She, in her head, she was trying to get away from the attack. So, but poor girl. But she's got family. She was admitted overnight. I don't know if they kept her today. They didn't say what it was. I'm going to go out on a limb as a paramedic and say she probably had a concussion.
And maybe a fractured jaw.
Yeah, maybe. So poor girl. So, but she says she's going to come back. So that's the thing. These girls are so resilient. Like I said, I know Miranda, and we've talked to her, and they are resilient. They get knocked out like this, and they're like, all right, bring on the next one.
Right.
You know? So, kudos to them. Kudos to them. That was hard to watch, but what's his name? Dana White gave her $100,000 bonus.
Wow.
For the knockout. Yeah. Yeah. So, because apparently it brought such ratings. So, all right. Well, we'll move on to other stories. President Trump. All right. So, if you've been a fan of the show for a while, you know I've been saying for a while, there is something under the East Wing. I mean, yes, he wants to make it bigger, bolder, golder, all those things, but there is something under there because that's where the bunkers are.
They're just
and
making it better.
So apparently Friday, they were forced to release some blueprints, I think to CNN. And it basically, they showed as much as I guess they could with national security. But President Trump, on his way back on Air Force One last night, said the military is building a big complex under the Ballroom, which has come out recently because of a stupid lawsuit that was filed. He said, but the military is building a massive complex under the Ballroom that's under construction as well. We're doing well with it. So, yeah, people are on him, and I understand it's Trump. I get it. I understand it costs a lot of money, but it's what was under it, I think, is the big project. So,
yes. And they've had that under there actually for a very long time. They're just redoing it to the standards that it needs to be done.
Johnson, wasn't it? And I still say it's probably a data center. So,
yeah.
But, well, it could be both, but it's supposed to be a huge facility. So, and he went on to say that, and we've said this before, it's got drone-proof roofs, ceilings, bulletproof glass. Apparently, sections of it will not be able to have signal. It'll have what is it? No electronic signals can get in or out of the building and part of it. So, but yeah, the lawsuit laid out a lot of the plans that, well, some of them were secret and the military wanted it that way, but because of lawyers and lawsuits.
And that's crap. What the hell does CNN? They don't have any business knowing what they're building and where.
But they're just doing it because
I would have told them to suck my big toe.
Well, it was probably a Biden lawyer, or not Obama lawyer. So, I mean, yes, I agree. It's extravagant. It's a lot, but that's basically, and I think even Trump called it the shed that covers the real project. Yeah. So we probably only know about the $400 million spent on the Ballroom part. We probably don't know about the whatever down below. And
I'm pretty
sure
interviewed. All included.
Oh yeah, I interviewed Fire Chief Dennis Rubin. He was the chief of DC Fire, and of course he said he couldn't talk about some things. He said they went on because the fire department does go on pre-plans with these, because if you have a fire that's 20 floors below, the ground, you got it's different firefighting tactics, different tools, different, stuff. And he said that one building while he was chief that they took him to, the Secret Service took him, and I guess the fire marshals that were approved for clearance said that they would not tell them the total depth of how deep the building was, but they told him how much pressure, because they had given him basically there's a formula for how much pressure it takes for water to rise above 1 foot, which is what you use in calculating your high-rise sprinklers. They said it was 10 cents a foot, so it was $79. So or 79. But I'm gonna ride this joke as long as I can. But yeah, he said they wouldn't tell him how deep, and he said we made a guess, but he said we'll never know. He goes, it's basically deeper than any building he'd ever seen. So, and I don't know what building that was in DC, and he was DC's fire chief 10 years ago. So imagine now what they got, you know?
Oh, wow.
So crazy. There was a plane, Frontier Airlines, and a passenger apparently, well, he was a little upset. They were going from Columbus, Ohio to Atlanta. And as they were preparing to land, apparently the pilot signaled a hijacking code. And without giving away secrets of aviation, I mean, you could probably Google it, but there's a way the pilots can do it pretty much and nobody knows. And so that's what the pilot did. And so when the plane landed, it was met with all kind. Well, they were first sent around the time to make sure that the airport was ready for them. And then when they did land, they were met with all kinds of help, especially now that Homeland's there. They were moved to a different section of the airport. That part of the airport was shut down. People were evacuated. And apparently there was a gentleman in a seat that got into it with a lady next to him. And he threatened to kill her. And I guess one of the stewardesses like, you just calm down, everybody get along. And he got in his seat and basically said something to the extent of, F it, I'm going to blow this whole plane up with the bomb I got.
Oh, my God.
Well, yeah, that didn't go too well. So they had to board and safely remove all the passengers and arrest the guy who threatened to kill him. The pilot said, according to ATC, when they landed, he said he is in a seat. He is starting to threaten to kill the lady who is sitting next to him. And he is now saying that he has a bomb on board. And so the flight attendants told everybody to put their heads down, hands up when they landed. Because we're about to be violated. So
we're gonna get violated, everybody.
I do not understand why people who fly they get, and he was probably just angry over the whole flying experience in general, but I don't understand what it is about people going from the airport who are normal everyday citizens to suddenly by the time they make it to the plane, they lose their damn minds.
It's the altitude.
I don't understand, but we've seen this time and time again. So yeah, the plane was cleared. There was nothing there. The gentleman's going to be talking to some nice people with Homeland Security for a while. So we'll see. We'll see.
It's the
Trump said, yeah. Moving on to other bombs, Trump says that his preference would be to just take the oil in Iran. Give it to us.
Oh my God.
Iran calls the U.S. peace proposal unrealistic, and then Trump basically said, "We're going to just kill you all."
Oh my God.
They would be obliterated if they did not meet the U.S.'s requirements. One of the requirements is they want a regime change. So, and the bad people that have been in charge of Iran for quite some time do not want to give up presidency or whatever, royalty, whatever their position is. They don't want to give it up. They want to stay. So Trump is weighing all options. I don't know if you heard this, but over the weekend, he's called up another 10,000 ground troops. I've lost track, but I remember, and I'm not good at math anyhow, but they said 3,000 at the beginning of last week. That was in addition to like 5,000 previously. Now we've called up 10,000 more this weekend. This isn't a 3-4 day war like they were talking about.
Okay.
They're now saying this could be a 2-month hard fought ground campaign. Did not vote for this. So yeah, here we go. He was weighing sending forces to seize the uranium and the oil. So he wants the 1,000 pounds of enriched uranium removed from Iran. what he calls their nuclear dust. He says if they don't give it up, they're going to face annihilation. So this isn't going to end well, and it's going to end up with our kids fighting a war for oil again. History repeats itself. So Iran, who is apparently, I want to say they're not running out of troops, but they claim that 12-year-olds have been volunteering for the military.
I doubt that.
That's what they said. That's what their senior press secretary said, that they've received so many requests that they've lowered the age to 12. Okay. So now children aged 12 to 13 can join. Supposedly they're only going to be put in like intelligence position, which pretty much means they're going to be the kid on the street ratting out.
Well, they got to be better at math. They got to be better at math than you. That's a requirement.
No, I mean, all they're being told is here, take a gun and shoot somebody that doesn't look like you, I guess. I don't know, but how do you feel about if we've got Marines advancing on a platoon of 12-year-olds that are shooting at us?
I know so many military people that had to deal with that stuff when they were in Iraq.
Oh yeah, this isn't the first time.
It is so hard on them.
Yeah, I mean, you still have a bad guy shooting at. Well, that's not right. You still have a person with a weapon shooting at you, and you have to eliminate the threat. Yeah. And these are going to be 12. These are kids. They're kids. This isn't like we blew up their school, which we did, but
I know that in other wars,
this is we're actually going into battle with them.
I know that in other wars, they were taking the children and strapping bombs to them.
Oh yeah. These aren't good people. They are not good people. So
because they knew our military would see a child and you know ask them if they're hungry or offer them something and and pull the pin or push the button from the guy sitting around the corner. Yeah, absolutely. So these aren't good people. So, and they're not as stupid as Israel and Trump let us believe, because over the weekend, their rocket attacks, they attacked pretty much every U.S. base within reach of their weapons in the Middle East. And they had such precision that they took out not only fuel, they took out planes. And they could have only done this if they had intelligence, which Zelensky says that Russia is giving to them. So in other words, what they're doing is they're using those long-range weapons to destroy our planes that fuel the jets. So that limits the amount of time you can have the jet in the air, how many you can have up. Yeah.
They're not stupid. And Russia's helping them. So, but we're helping Ukraine. Where does it end? Where does it end? I love Tim Burchett, though, and I agree with him. He says a lot of Republicans don't support an Iran ground invasion. He's a member of the House Foreign Affairs Committee. He's from here in East Tennessee. He said that him and other lawmakers on Sunday sat down and talked, and there's a lot of Republicans that do not support it. So it's going to be very unpopular. We just need to stop. But it's too late. I mean, it's too late to stop. We're in at this point. So sadly. And we don't know who Trump's getting advice from. So I'm hoping that it all works out, but reality setting in, his is not going to end well. So according to a retired commander, the U.S. has been working on and laying out ground plans for years to go in Iran, which doesn't really come as a surprise. The Post reported this over the weekend, but at some point in time, I mean, we just kicked a can. At some point in time, we had to make a decision. To just kind of briefly give you quick heads up, the Pentagon sent out today an RFP, which is a request for proposal, and they're wanting vendors, contractors to supply pre-made bunkers that will meet military standards within 30 days. So they've already put out an RFP to spend millions of dollars on bunkers for our troops.
Well, then.
Not good. Not good. Yeah, you could. There's a way to tell when the military's doing something. You start seeing movement. You start seeing how money's spent. And when you see an RFP for bunkers, pre-made bunkers, basically what they're saying is they just basically fly them in, drop them, and that would be the bunkers for the troops. If you can fly them in. I mean, Chris says, I'm old enough to remember the justification for all the technology in defense was not only a deterrent, but a guarantee we would hold an average so ground troops wouldn't be necessary. Yeah. And my other thing is, if we're sending in ground troops, why is Israel not sending ground troops in?
Do they even have any?
They got to. They went into what, Palestine? So yeah, they have to have some type of army. I mean, I don't know how obliterated it was, but over the weekend, North Korea started saber rattling. They're friends with Iran, and now they claim they have the missile that could strike the U.S. mainland. And we're not talking about just Hawaii or California. We're talking it could go further. They have the technology in the weapons to do it. And supposedly, they even have a nuclear weapon. So why aren't we aiming our attention at them? You know?
Yeah, I don't know.
Historically, I know. We didn't win the last time. So, I don't know. It's ugly. But, so now North Korea is saber rattling and saying that we attacked them. They're going to attack us. And they now have proof they have the weapons. So, coming out of New York, Immigrations and Customs Enforcement arrested a immigrant, illegal, with gang ties. And he had been released from jail after assaulting first responders. He was arrested by NYPD on assault before being handed over to ICE, but they were going to release him. So he had assaulted first responders. He was a member of the Latin Gangs King. He was a high-ranking member, so good for them. Get him off the street.
Well, that's great.
Yep. Trump had to go to his little secret bunker over the weekend because plane went into the no-no zone, and F-16s had to scramble to make sure that there wasn't a threat to the president. So they scrambled over West Palm Beach. They found the civilian aircraft, and it didn't answer them on the radio. It doesn't say what kind of plane it was. They got in front of it and they did, basically shake the plane left and right so that they understand something's going on, and they didn't respond to that. So they had actually fire flares to get this plane's attention. They were one step away from in the no-no zone being no-no'd.
It was probably that congressman going to Disney World. He's like, just go straight this way.
He crossed into the area without clearance and basically wasn't responding. So they went up and they did everything. They were just short of shooting him down. So they used the flares. That got their attention. When they shoot, when you have a jet shooting that, it kind of gets your attention. So
you got a jet in front of you and beside you. That should get your attention.
Yeah, you got them. They're on your port, your starboard, your aft. You might want to. When the one comes in front of you and shakes its wings, because they basically shake left, shake right to let you know you're doing something you shouldn't. You need to move.
You're in the no-no zone.
Yeah, you're in the no-no zone. So, well, it took firing some flares.
I got to remember that on my next date. You're in the no-no zone.
But what are you talking about? You're talking about the knuckle job. So the no-no zone and the knuckle job for you. So.
You're stupid.
Over the weekend, we commissioned our newest submarine, which we know nothing about. It's the USS Massachusetts, nuclear-powered fast attack sub up in the Boston region. It was welcomed and quickly sent to sea. Said, all right, we're going to break a bottle of wine over you. Get the hell out. It's a Virginia-class sub. And,
where do we get that?
Well, I didn't even know it was being made. So
we must have stole it from somebody. They didn't make
USS Massachusetts is brand new, and well, they had a nice little party Saturday, and then Sunday they were sent to work. So what they do, nobody knows. Knuckle trick in the no-no zone. That was what the submarine was sent for. They were going to do the knuckle trip in the no-no zone. All right, so I am not reporting what foreign media is reporting on this. You and I have talked about this, the Gerald Ford. They had a fire in the laundry room. Well, now they're saying that it extended, the fire did, and we know now, they didn't tell us initially, that it burned for like 30 hours, right, Brenda?
Yeah. Damn thing just blew up. Just call it what it is. It affected 7 sleeping areas, which if you look at a naval vessel this size sleeping area, it's a pretty large size area. It's about the size of a house, and it's lined with racks from floor to ceiling of bunks. And this fire that burned for 30 hours destroyed 7 sleeping units. So that's a pretty good size area, in addition to the laundry facility. And there was over 200 soldiers that lost everything, because that was, that's where your locker is. That's where your bed is. That's where everything is, Yeah. Of course, you share a bed, but, you still have your stuff there. How much you want to bet some idiot had firecrackers in his pocket and stuck them in the jar?
Well, they're saying, remember, they were saying that because this thing had been out for almost a year, and they're saying that people were clogging the plumbing. So, and then it had the fire. They're saying now, even though they took it into Greece, where they went in and started doing some repairs and work, we talked about that last month, but now they've moved it to Croatia silently, and they're doing even more work, and they've sent the entire fleet, or not the fleet, the crew on leave, Liberty leave, I'm sure they were all interviewed, but they're saying now that while it's safely tucked in an area that we can't get a good picture of it, it could be almost 24 months before the world's largest aircraft carrier, our newest toy, is back in service. Now, the Navy is not saying that. That's what foreign media is reporting. And they're saying that it started with a drone strike. So, but remember, we said that it was just a fire that burnt for 30 hours, and that they're cleaning it up and doing damage control from the fire only. That's what the military's saying. So, but they've moved it to Croatia, where we can't just take pictures of it. So, you and I've talked about this. There was more to that story. I don't know what it is, but there was more to it. So I don't know. So we'll see. Cuba, Mexican Navy intervened with aid boats that had left Mexico and were headed to Cuba, and they were carrying food, baby food, diapers, humanitarian things. Right. Well, the ship got lost going from Mexico to Cuba, and the Mexican Navy had to go find them and basically take them into Cuba. Because if you remember, we have the whole island of Cuba on a blockade right now.
Right.
But we did allow humanitarian aid in, so but the 2 vessels from Cuba got lost. And so the Mexican Navy had to go help them get back to where they were going. But it's apparently it's like 80 nautical miles where they got lost, and they couldn't find them. So but, they found them. They're safe, and the convoy is going on and delivering food, medicine, baby formula, personal hygiene items, things like that. So it's gone through the blockade, and it's getting there safely, but it had to get the help of the Mexican Navy. It's funny. We're the ones doing the blockade. You'd have thought would have been like, hey, we're over here, guys. You can come through.
Yeah.
But no, we
Put up a
let
flare or something.
let the Mexican Navy do it for us. So, and Russia has sent at least a tanker full of oil to Cuba, and Trump has said he will not intervene, that our vessels will not intervene, no problem, that they're providing humanitarian assistance for a country that we've brought to its knees. So, yeah, here's a candle. Let us know when you need another one. So, and here's some baby food. So, but we're going to continue to blockade your entire ship. So, our entire country. All right, Brenda, you and I got into this the other day, and you still don't see my point on this. Senator Lindsey Graham was at Disney World. Well, DHS is on shutdown. They're on their spring break. Yes, senators and congressmen get spring breaks. And Lindsey Graham, the warmonger, let's think about this. He has no wife, no children. Why is he at Disney World, Brenda?
I mean, there are things that I do know. There are things that I do know about Disney World and who actually owns the land. That's why I said maybe he's got work to do over there. It's not a nice place.
And that is kind of what he said. He said he had meetings. You are the biggest conspiracy theorist I know. And I'm sending you messages about Lindsey Graham, no husband, no wife. He's at Disney. And you're like, oh, he's on vacation. Like, come on, I want more than that.
Well,
so
it's because who owns the property? Because that's the same reason why DeSantis couldn't charge them taxes and stuff, because of who owns it.
Well, apparently he went over there and he went down there with the U.S. envoy, and they were meeting with people from Saudi and Israel. And while they were there, they went to Disney World. So I was invited by Steve Witkoff, and we went down there to talk about the prospects of normalization between Saudi and Israel. And I went to Orlando to meet with friends afterwards. I'm back in South Carolina. So
hi, Sage.
So hey, Sage. Hey, Sherry. So he's not on vacation. I mean, they've asked people to photograph them and send it into TMZ, all congressmen and senators, really senators specifically. But I'm sorry. He in this picture is holding, this is just cringe factor to me. I'm not saying anything bad about this guy. But he is holding outside of a little girl's room a bubble wand.
What?
I am not, I want to be clear, I am not implying or saying anything, but you're always trained when something looks out of place, you say something. This looks out of place to me.
Maybe he was waiting for his grandchild to come out of the bathroom. How
could he have grandchildren? He's not married.
I don't know.
Yeah. He said that he was holding, when they questioned him directly, he said one of his friends, little girl, had to go into the restroom, and he was holding it for her.
Well, where's his friend? Where's his friend?
I'm not saying he doesn't have a friend. I'm not saying there's not a friend's little girl. I'm just saying that's a lot of cringe factor.
Yeah, well,
yeah, like Sherry says, it does. It looks out of place, and they train us. If you see something, say something. I'm saying something that looks a little creepy. I mean, if I went, I would have, one of the sport kittens with me and the little ones. I mean, I might go to like Epcot by myself, maybe SeaWorld, but Disney, the castle. Yeah, I've never been. But if I went, I would go with my grandkids. I have no interest.
You better mark numbers on those kids and put them all on leashes so they don't.
But I'm saying I have no. That's for kids, and he's holding a bubble. Like I don't. 2 plus. It's it's $3.90, Brenda. So I'll just leave it at that. So if you got to listen to the whole show to get that.
That's 5 foot. 5 foot.
Yeah. This lady, the flight attendant,
Did I just get kicked off again? Hello, Glenn, freeze up. Hello. Doggone it. Hello, Glenn. Give him a minute. He'll be back. I hope.
Well, there you go. We're back now. I don't know what just happened. I didn't push any buttons.
What the heck?
But as I was saying, the chief flight attendant, stewardess, she was throwing 320 feet. Both legs were shattered, going to require multiple surgeries.
Uh-oh. Yeah, that's bad.
But the worst injury was the sliding. Basically, we refer to it as road rash, because she was thrown and hit the ground and drugged for so far. So yeah, gremlins, they always get me. But she's
is that the one that was kind of underneath it, and she had one of the other deceased passengers on top of her?
No. She was thrown 320 feet. She hit the ground and bounced and skid while still in her seat.
Poor girl.
So the worst and most severe damages is where skin is gone from sliding down the tarmac. So she's going to be in a long recovery. So we wish her well. And I hope she writes a book, or at least comes out and tells her story, because those few minutes had to be, we're landing normally, then suddenly you're skidding outside of the aircraft that was going 110 miles an hour, and you've been thrown free, and you're skidding down the runway still conscious.
See, if they would have let me keep my leg, I would have donated the skin to her. So we all got to get together and donate parts of our butts for skin.
Yeah, I'm sure there's probably a GoFundMe. I'll ask Jen may know, since she's Canadian. There is a GoFundMe for her. She's going to need all the help she can get and support. So I hope she gets well. I hope she writes her story, because that just had to be horrifying. Because it's dark, it's raining, everything's normal till suddenly within a millisecond it's not.
Yeah.
And she's seated to where she can't see any of it. So suddenly she's just airborne and bouncing and skidding down the runway. Whew, God, that had to be horrifying. And they didn't know she was there. That's even worse.
Wow. Yeah.
And with all the thing is, she's 320 feet from impact. So they're between the sirens, the jet noise, the other confusion and chaos. She was basically lost. They didn't know she was there, and she had no way of telling anybody.
Well,
I mean, that just had to be horrifying. So
she definitely had angels on her side, because even though she was hurt,
she was still buckled in, unable to move with things broken. She couldn't walk, obviously. I don't know. I don't think she had broken arms, but poor thing.
I read a thing about a plane that had crashed, and the only survivor, this woman was on there with her fiance, and she was the only survivor, and they landed in like the Congo jungles. The plane crashed in the jungle, and she broke her hips and both of her legs, so all she could do was drag herself. She took some of the stuff from the wing of the plane and made bowls and collected water, because it rains, in the jungle. It rains all the time. So she could stay hydrated. And she was out there for 7 days until somebody came along looking, and they didn't speak English, but they had a manifest of the plane. So she had to point out her name, and she was the only one that lived. Out of, I think they said there was 125 passengers on that plane.
I've been on scenes of small plane crashes, and I'm talking maybe a 6-8 seat jet. And there was a loss of life, but the debris field was just incredible. And to be thrown free, like Chris says, that was more than a football field. That's wow.
Yep.
All right, we're going to move along here at NASA. Well, they've got a crew. They're fixing to go back to the moon.
God.
That's what they said. I don't know. JD Vance over the weekend, he was making all kinds of headlines saying that he knows everything about aliens, but that they are actually demons
I agree.
another world or dimension or something. I don't know.
I agree.
When we do the ground invasion is when they'll start releasing this. Mark my words. So, the astronaut, remember they had to come back from the space shuttle, or sorry, from the space station all of a sudden, and they wouldn't talk about why. Well, it was for one of the crew.
That was
it. Turns out that one of the crew members, he was eating dinner, and then suddenly he lost the ability to talk, and he was in no pain. He was just extremely anxious, but he couldn't talk, and so they ran all the tests on that they could up there, and they ruled out heart attack, choking, things like that. And they said, okay, well, we got to bring him back. And so they brought him back. To this day, they still don't know what happened.
Was it an allergic reaction to what he was eating?
No, there was no allergic reaction. There was no stroke. There was no TIA. The blood pressure was normal. He just, for about 7 minutes, lost the entire ability to speak.
Only for 7 minutes?
Only for 7 minutes. That's what they said.
Probably had something stuck down in there. And
well, they couldn't find anything. They've run every test on it.
I'd have got it out by then.
Well, yeah, but it seems like he would have known that. He'd have felt it. I feel like there's something stuck in my throat.
I think they were just bored and wanted to come home. They draw straws to see who gets sick.
That had to be freaky as well. So Stephen A. Smith, he's making headlines again. He's saying that men should not compete in women's sports, period. We pretty much know that. Yep. We began at Fort Bliss, that's down where you are today, in the first 3D printed barracks. Military is printing the first barracks starting today down in El Paso. So it's the largest ever printed construction project so far. So, all right, there you go. We wish them luck. So, the Fox, remember the Fox that got on the cargo ship in England and come back over to the States with us? Yes. Well, he's now safe and sound, living in the Bronx Zoo. So, poor little guy. Yeah, he was tucked away, and then when he got here, he's like, where the hell am I? I'm 3,400 miles away from New York City.
I am now an American.
Oh, yeah. So, hey, did he cross the border illegally? Well, we do have him in a cage, so it's safe. He's in a cage in the Bronx. So.
And, he doesn't have to have an ID, but we have to have a picture.
There we go. Well, we got a picture. He's safe.
Yeah.
So apparently over the weekend, the military's investigating this. Was it a photo shoot? But at the White House South, I think is Southern White House is what Kid Rock calls it. Apparently there were attack helicopters there for a photo shoot. So yeah, 101st dropped by to say hi and play some music, and he was waving the flag. I'm not going to go into all these headlines, but I want you to pay attention to one name. There's a lot of things. She's in the headline today. Usha Vance. She's in the headline today a lot. 2028's coming up. Mark my word, we're going to start seeing more about her. She says that her husband and her do not always agree in everything, and that she is the sounding board for him. Prior to the election, NBC reported that she is, and she did not deny it, was a registered Democrat. So that they're going to have some explaining to do there. And then they asked her if she owned a MAGA hat in another interview, and she's like, "No, I'm not a hat person." So, yeah, just watch. She's showing up every day in headlines. Just pay attention. You're going to start seeing they're going to be trying to undermine Vice President Vance.
Oh, didn't he used to be a Democrat? Didn't he used to vote Democrat too?
I don't think he was ever a Democrat. I mean, he may have been, but I don't think so.
No, I know he used to talk really bad about Trump before.
Well,
so,
who hasn't?
I know that's true.
Who hasn't? I'll save this story for last for you. Europe, they have a problem with things just disappearing. Well, some thieves stole 400,000 Kit Kat bars weighing 12 tons from a vehicle. They're gone. They don't know where they are.
Did they get away on scooters? That's what I want to know.
They're not talking. They're tight-lipped about the investigation. So there is now a Kit Kat shortage in Europe because of this.
Oh my goodness.
How do you steal 12 tons of chocolate? And once you stole 12 tons of chocolate, what the hell do you do with it?
I know, right? Send the kids door by door.
I'm so confused with this. So anyhow, Europe is going to have a Kit Kat shortage. What was we could blame the Hamburglar if it was Hamburglers.
Yeah. A cat?
Apparently,
you did it.
I did not. Yeah, I guess they have chocolate cravings sold on the black market. Well, in a related incident, also Nestle. Well, no, this was Cadbury. $1,000 worth of Cadbury cream eggs were stolen. What is up with this? So
that's one of my favorite things.
Well, they have apparently got a cult following. So. According to so yeah, they stole $1,000. I don't know how much one cost. How much one? $1? I don't have a clue. I haven't bought one in a long time for the kids. So probably last year. So it was just it's saying they're $1. So if they're $1 and they stole 1,000, it's like $10. So I don't understand. No, I'm sorry. They took 200,000. Yes, so it's like $20. See there, it's $20.
Glenn, stop! Stop trying to add things up. Stop.
So, I don't know. How do you lose chocolate like that? I mean, what kind of critter steals that? I don't understand. So, the president's back in the White House. They had the briefing today. He's going to sign some things, and then tonight he's going to sign some more things. So there you go. We don't know what the hell he's signing because probably to blow some shit up for all we know. So. Brenda and I will be off tomorrow. She's going to go start her transformation surgery, so you won't see us tomorrow. So we'll be back Wednesday.
I have to have a physical.
You sure? Yeah. Okay. It's all right, Brenda. I understand. You told me you wanted to have bigger balls, so it's okay. It's okay, Brenda. Yeah. So we will try and find a better Hangman for tomorrow. See, Sherry's right. It's like $1.50. So see, they got like $15 worth of chocolate.
I have to tell you this. Okay. So they've been getting on me about going and having a mammogram done, right? So I go to schedule it, and I can't get one until like 5 months from now. And I'm thinking to myself, why is everybody rushing to go have their boobs squished? Who does this?
I mean, I would help with the procedure.
It is that far out for me to get an appointment.
I'll charge you $1.50.
You charge me $1.50?
$1.50,
so basically, I can just pay you 10 cents. That's how your math works.
It's inflation, Brenda. It's inflation. So Brenda and I will be off tomorrow. I will be available on the Thin Line Rock Station, www. The Thin Line Rock Station, noon until 2, spinning the records, making some fun. I don't know. I'll do something. So I'll be on the Thin Line Rock Station noon until 2, www.thethinlinerockstation.com. Brenda and I'll be back Wednesday, where I will have our show, plus probably an update on Tennessee politics, plus a Wednesday night show where at the Sportcat show we have 2 more authors. Me and Jen will sit down with them. So I think they're horror writers.
You better quit talking through our song.
No, Brenda and I, we're getting the hell out of here. We ain't got time.
Hi, everyone.
I got to buy a couple.
Sportcat keeps us laughing through the end of the day.